11th, 2001, has a significant place in my heart. About 3 months after the cowardly attack, one of our fire department members saw a write-up about a fire department New York firefighter, his experience of his day's service. He found this on his computer, and at our next meeting, he read it to us. The firefighter's name was Billy Green of Engine 6. And I have a few pictures here, if we can pass that around. If anybody wants to see it, that's Billy Green. Anyway, the company quarters of Engine 6 are near the World Trade Center. And because of their engine, Engine 6 had a specially built pump. It was powerful enough to push the water to the top 100-story towers. Engine 6 was the first responder as they were returning to their station after servicing an EMS call when they were radioed to go to the Trade Center at 8:46 a.m. They stationed their truck on the west side on Berry Street and hooked up into the Trade Center standpipe there. Engine 6 had a 6-man crew that horrible morning. Jack Butler, Thomas O'Hagan, Paul Byer, Billy Green, Thomas Houlihan, and William Billy Johnston. Jack Butler, the hydrant man, and Billy Green were the only survivors from Engine 6. Billy Green made it up to the 34th floor when he got the Mayday call to evacuate. He made it down the stairs and he crawled through the rubble. He got out of the tower and he was found laying on the lawn at a local school. He was taken by ambulance to nearby St. Vincent's Hospital where they cleaned him up. They got his identification. They called Engine 6. His wife Maureen was there. She was already told he was missing, and she got the good news. Then they took her right to St. Vincent to see Billy. Anyway, Hemphrey Park firefighters immediately adopted Engine 6 and made Billy Green an honorary member. From then on, our members and wives visited Ground Zero and were welcomed at Engine 6, spending time with members who had been on different shifts on 9/11. We in turn entertained Engine 6 members and their wives and children at our fire station. Decrescent Distributing donated many dollars to help us entertain these firemen from New York, and I appreciate it. But the firefighters and their family loved Saratoga and Lake George, where we all went on a boat ride. Our department sold over 1,000 Engine 6 shirts to friends and neighborhood fire departments. The crushed Engine 6 pumper was selected to be placed at the New York State Museum in Albany. Our department was invited to attend the ceremony. Before the damaged apparatus left New York, Billy Green solemnly unfurled a length of new hose during the ceremony and handed it to the other firefighters to be placed aboard the crushed Engine 6 pumper. 10 years later, Engine 6 members, wives, children came to Albany for a ceremony. We were again invited. I went to Frank Gallo Florist Company and told him about the people coming up. He donated 3 dozen red roses. We presented them to the wives and the widows. A year later, this is really a good buddy system where we're all brothers. This proves we're brothers. He was a paid firefighter. I was a volunteer. And we're all family. A year later, my wife passed away. As I and my family stood by her casket, to my surprise, Billy Green and his wife Maureen came 160 miles from New York City to pay their respects to me and my family. Billy was dressed in his Class A uniform. He spent about 10 minutes with us and returned back to the Big Apple. That's brotherly love. Their respect with they were with Eric Ramness and his wife was there also. About 4 months later, Engine 6 got a new pumper. We again were invited for the ceremony. And as the new Engine 6 came down Beekman Street, Billy Green, in full dress uniform, rode on the back. After I got to engine 6, he jumped off the pumper. He came over to our Hemptree Park outfit. He reached in the inside pocket of his uniform and he took out a photo. It was previously taken during one of our visits. He held it in front of me and he said, "See, Paul, your wife Rosie rode with me. You had a picture of me and him and my deceased wife." Today, Billy paints beautiful pictures as a hobby, as he is retired and living in New Jersey now. And yes, he is suffering from toxic dust he inhaled, as he also spent weeks digging up the remains of his fallen brothers. Thank you.